Hello.
I would like the co-owner
Yep,
role.
I am enabling that right now. Oh, before that, should I make the announcement thing?
Oh yeah, why not? Sure.
Okay, so let me get the link here. Let me get the link. Bam. Okay. So let me also turn on my camera. Oop. Okay. So earlier in the year, we said that we're going to be doing like some sort of app walkthrough, or like we're going to be working on an app together, right? So we did come up with an idea that I think is very interesting and it'll be fun to work on with everyone. So I'll introduce that right now. Share screen. Okay, so the idea we're thinking of is automatic meeting notes for Zoom. So basically, you just open up whatever app we make during a Zoom meeting, right? It listens to what you say during the meeting, and then at the end of the meeting, it collects all the stuff you said and like everything else everyone else said, and then it uses some ML stuff in collaboration with ML Club to generate like bullet point notes of the Zoom meeting. So sounds pretty epic to me, right? What do you guys think? So we're planning to actually build it, and I have some sort of working text recognition prototype I just want to show you. And yeah, let me open the chat so I can see stuff. ML Club is Black Magic Club. Okay, so here's the prototype I have. Basically, you just click this, and then you start talking, and then it listens to what you say. And then after listening to what you say, we just give that stuff to whatever ML technique we come up with in ML Club, and then you use that to convert into notes. ML Club. I mean, it's good enough that it's usable. Anyways, so there's a lot of work to be done here. So this prototype, basically all it does is recognize text, right? We still have to work together on like creating the entire system for like running the ML technique, running a database, running like our own server or API, whatever. So we need a lot of people to cooperate on this. So we made an interest form for those who want to work on this. We're definitely going to like walk through step by step of what we have to do to get this project working and off the ground. So like, even if you don't have time outside of the club, if you're even like interested in just following along and seeing what we're doing, or if you're interested in getting involved in actually coding the thing, then you should sign up with this link right here. So just our website /project. I'll make that in the Discord as well. So everyone, if you are interested in working on the project announced in today's meeting, make sure you sign up below. All right. So again, if you're interested, just sign up with the link. You don't have to have like, you have to be invested in actually developing the thing. If you want just know how to actually build a full-fledged app, then you can just sign up to, get to know about that. All right, on to the presentations.
Do I have co-hosts? Nope.
Oh, whoops, yeah, I forgot that. Assigning a co-host. Co-host, yes.
Hi.
Co-host, yes. Singman, where are you? Singman Chan, Singman Chan. Oh, there you are. A co-host, yes.
All right.
Co-host, yes. All right.
All right. Oh wait, how do I have my camera on? Whoops. Okay. Hello. 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 All right. So today we're doing REST API. Yay. Since Kento just announced the project, let's talk about why we're doing REST API. We need to be able to communicate with the machine learning club, whatever they do. It's a bullet note taking thing, right, Kento? Yeah. So we need to somehow get our website to communicate with that, and that's where REST API will come in, probably. All right. So some things to know when you're doing REST API. Let's see. There's some there's this idea called a resource. It's really just what you're trying to get. So for instance, it could be files, it could be images, it could be audio, or it could be like an object. You could be, giving an object or taking an object. When we mean by object, we mean, like data objects, like JSON. If we had a comment, that comment might have like a name, message, that would be all in a JSON. We'd send that over. And typically this would be done through, HTTP methods, which will be on the next slide. Just a quick reminder of JSON and HTTP. There's some 6 guiding principles things. Don't really worry about it that much. It's just some guidelines and something you'll just like see around. One of them, client to server. Generally, this means that the client should really care about getting information. It shouldn't really care what the server's doing. It should just be giving a resource identifier, which is just URL now, and getting that info. Stateless, what that means basically is that the server shouldn't be like tracking you. I shouldn't be sending like a request to Google saying, hey, I want to search this thing, and in a later request, like I get it. I shouldn't be doing that. I should just, every single thing I need, everything that the server needs to identify me and what I want should be all in that request. Cacheable. For this, it's mainly just like a optimization thing. What it means is whatever you can like store for like a set amount of time, you should probably like note it. If you want to be highly optimized for your like own project, I suggest you read a book or a website or a guide, not one slide, one point on a 15-minute presentation. So yeah, uniform interface. Just logically think of what the URL you want it to like request from. We'll explain this a bit more when we're going for the demo. We actually the demo is kind of fun. Okay, just some guidelines. Layered system. What this means is that whatever Blackmagic server does, whatever it needs to do, does it need to go through a database on the back end, or does it need to like do some math on it? The client shouldn't care. The only thing the client cares about is getting the resource, and there it is. Code on demand. We're getting this from a website, and actually this is some interesting reading, so I'm going to put this in the chat. But the idea is that you can send out scripts like JSON scripts or like Flash games to like okay, so I can't get the chat up right now, so I'll do it later. But yeah, the idea is that you can like ask the server for code, and you can just run that code on demand. So basically what it means is that resource is a script. You might be a bit confused right now, but just don't worry about it. We'll show you a demonstration and it'll be just fine, probably.
All right, yeah. So now we'll talk about JSON, and basically, like we're gonna need to send data to our server, or we're gonna need to send our data from our client to a server. And so we're likely going to be using JSON to store the data. So this is just a acronym for JavaScript object notation. And so this is sort of like a format which we'll be using for storing data. And it's often used for sending data between a server and a web page. And in terms of like syntax, you have the data separated by commas, and the data is in the format of like a key value pair. So you have like curly braces around the entire object. And then as an example, you can see that you can have essentially any data structure for the value. And here we have a string for his name, his first and last name, John and Smith. And then you can see we have a Boolean for alive, which is true. And we have integers for age, and you can even have like arrays or other JSON objects embedded inside. And then when you're trying to get the object, you can essentially just call John, which is the JSON object. And Sangmin, if you could press again. Yeah, if you want to get like some key value pair in their in the object, you can either do like dot alive, which will return true, or you can do sort of like use the square brackets and put the key inside the square bracket. And so it works the same with embedded arrays. If you do John and you get the address of John, that'll return a JSON object. And in order to get the city, you use square brackets again.
So what's kind of cool about this is it's tightly integrated with JavaScript. So you can see that right here. And that's pretty neat because we use JavaScript.
Yeah, so it'll be super useful because it's easy to use in JavaScript. Okay, so we'll also need the HTTP methods. I believe we talked about them before a little bit, but some of the more important methods will be the get and the post methods. So the HTTP, first of all, it stands for the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and it's essentially designed to enable communications between our client and our server. So an example might be when a client sends a HTTP request to a server and the server sends a response with like some website data. And the response could contain things like status information about the request, as well as contain the requested content if that's, say, that might be some like HTML code or some data. And there are also a bunch of other methods to request / or send data, but the most popular or the ones we'll mostly be using are just the get and post request, where the get is used to request data from a specified resource, and these requests are cached and they'll remain in your browser history. So because of that, you don't want to use that for sensitive data. Also, it's a read-only function, so it's only used to request data, not used to modify or update data. And then the post data, the post method, it's very similar to what its name implies. It's used to send data to the server, and this is not remained in cache, so it's a little bit more secure. But yeah, so you essentially just use it if you want to send data. And there's also a summary of all on the next slide. There's also a summary of all the methods. So there we'll mostly be using, as I said, we'll mostly be using get and post. However, the other methods are also pretty useful. These are just 6 of the methods, or I'm sorry, 5 of the methods. I think there are some more, but we won't really be using them. So the head is used to return the header of a document, or in your HTML code, you might see the header information, which is sort of like information pertaining to the document, but it won't send the body of the document. And then there's the get request, which we just talked about. There's put, which is used to request storing a document. And there's also delete, which is just used to delete a document. So you can see this is a request from Twitter's developer API. This is just an example where you have to specify the method type, which is get. You'd specify the resource where you're getting it from, which is the Twitter API. And an example response might look something like this. So you can see that this is returned as a JSON object. So and JavaScript has a JSON library, which makes it particularly easy to work with JSON objects.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is an example we'll be using for our lab. I just wanted to give you a quick little example of what a REST API can look like. For instance, this one creates memes. I like memes. So right here you can see for this one specifically is that the here's an example of a resource identifier. It's asking for a meme, has a parameter of what kind of meme, what's the top text, bottom text, and the client asks for it, the server provides, and nice memes. Okay, so we're gonna do the demo now. I'm gonna send the IP. So we just created a quick little what was it? REST API. K-Shelv and I worked on this for about 2 days, so try not to break it too much. We set, sorry, my chat is not popping up. I'm gonna stop screen sharing to see if that helps. There it goes. All right, so here's the link to our little website that we made. It has a form. It has an HTML form on it, but if you want to give it a custom GET request, you could use a JSON object to do that. So for what we're demonstrating here is that you can send data to the to the server, and the server does things with it. So that's nice.
Yeah, and also just make sure only to send memes from that API-meme.com. Otherwise, you will get punished. It will punish you.
Problematic things will happen. So you can just put in like a little message here and another message here, and then type in. When you are setting up the the URL though, you do have to include HTTPS. So just remember to do that, or HTTP, but yeah.
Hey, I have another demo if you guys want me to show one. Yeah.
If you
Wait, do you have anything after this, or is?
No, I just have a quick little explanation, and then.
Okay, then you can do that first. I'll show it after.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Okay.
I think,
so.
Do you want to show how to use the API-meme.com? Because I think some people are submitting the link without like any image, just API-meme.com.
Okay. Okay, sure. So let's start a screen share. All right, cool. So to use the API-meme.com, you just go to API meme, just pick whatever you want. So I'll take advice doc, and then I'll type in whatever I want. SAG is QL, and then I'll just generate it, and it'll give me a link. So you just type in that link, and you send it here, and then you submit the query, and refresh, and you'll notice that there's memes. So that's neat. Okay.
Perone. Best
Okay.
doggo.
So I'm just gonna explain this quickly of what we did. Specifically, we added we had an identifier as add, and we had it looked for user, message, and link. So it was looking for what the user was, and the message, and the link, and it used a HTTP post request to get that. And this is what that would look like. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So Kento, you want to show your thing?
Yep. Okay. So I was going to give everyone the link to be able to play with it, but this contains actual data. So like actual user and book data. So I don't want to give everyone access to this. I'm just going to show a demo here. Okay. So REST APIs, basically you have a URL. There's two methods, right? Get and post, like Sigmund said. So see here, we have okay, let's say we wanted to search a book in the database. Well, if you click search here, it's there's a URL, API books search, and then a GET request. You put the data you want in this question mark and then variable equals format. So basically query equals the thing I'm searching for is this here, and then and says, okay, next variable, and then next index. These are just random parameters that you have to use for my API. And the method is get. So when you do this, yeah, it returns all the books in my database that match this query. Right. Let me open the chat so I can see stuff. Chat. Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Chat. Okay, there it is. IUL. Yeah, that's like ABCDE basically in English. So, all right. Now searching is a GET request. So now let's do something where we actually have to do something in the database. Let's say we want to add a book, right? Then we're not getting something, we're telling the server to actually do something on our behalf. So then you use a post request. So /API/books/add, and the method is post. And then here just put data you want. And then the password here is just password. This is the reason I didn't want to share the API with everyone, because it's so simple. So when you send that, it comes up with the status of the request. So basically all it's doing is if you look at the network tab in inspect element DevTools, you can actually see what it's doing. So let's say I want to add another book, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, same title, whatever. Send, and you can see that it actually made a request to the server. And if you open that up, it says, okay. So yeah, it says that it sent this data to the server, and then the server responded with this data. So basically all it's doing is it's sending this thing to the server. The server takes this thing, does some stuff. It can be any stuff. And then it just sends other stuff back. And so if you do enough of this, enough like complicated operations on your server, then you can basically make like pretty much any app you want. So you just take your user's input data, you send it to your server does stuff, and then the stuff gets sent back. So yeah, that's basically how it works. And like Saintman said, generally it's a good idea to use get for retrieving things that aren't sensitive, and then post for like doing operations on the server side or doing things that might be sensitive. For example, like this is already discouraged, but for example, if you wanted to send a password, you wouldn't want to do it through get, because then it'll actually show up in the URL bar and it'll show up in the history. So that's no good. Yeah, that's basically all I have.
Okay. And that was K-Shot, by the way. Okay, so we're gonna send in the form and the sign up code, and also fill out the form so we would know like at what pace we should go to for the project.
By the way, if you you have friends that are interested in the project, please invite them. Okay, like we're pretty much looking for anyone who's interested in working on it. So we're going to be advertising this thing all, everywhere. All right, thanks for coming. See you soon, and hope you guys like the project.
All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good week.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
So, anyone see 15 AI?
Oh yeah, 15 AI. Show me the thing. I didn't actually look at it yet.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
15, like
They
I
allowed.
used 15 AI before, but
No, no. You can have custom pronunciations. Oh, it's down. Well, whatever.
It's down right now.
It was cool. It had custom and yeah. Go ahead.
Wait, why do they have to shut it down when it's training? It's kind of stupid.
I think
maybe they only have
because
one
they're
server.
training on the same server, so they don't want to like.
I think the guy like said it cost him like $3,000 to do this. It's expensive.
Okay, but what if he compiled the model into WebAssembly?
Ah, yes.
No, he should just use a cluster.
Oh God, here we go.
All right,
God.
all right. Oh no. Or just mooch off of Google. It's that easy. Google Colabs.
Yeah, or just use it.
Well,
use an
Netflix is
action.
better. Oh yeah,
bye,
wait.
everyone.
So like, yeah. Okay. Bye.
So like what?
Wait, didn't one of the GitHub like employees make a tutorial on how to machine learn on actions?
Yep. So you're allowed to.
It's big brain.
Oh, someone joined
All
last minute.
I'm gonna end the meeting now. Bye, everyone.